This is my Unit 2 discussion submission, where we have been given a diagram where we are supposed to identify, firstly, the type of architecture that has been used in this diagram, and secondly, we are supposed to provide improvements to this architecture. So first of all, basing on the lecture notes for information system components that we've been given by the professor, I can conclude that this architecture is a decentralized architecture because we've got two locations. So basically two networks that are geographically separated, and they are being connected together through virtual private network passing through the public network. So for those reasons, I can conclude that this is a decentralized architecture. Now going to the improvements I can make three improvements or suggestions to this architecture. Firstly, on the backup. Unfortunately, we do not know what type of backup is being used here, but I will suggest cloud backup. A cloud backup smarter. It is easier to retrieve the data back in case of a disaster, and it is more modern. So I would suggest the cloud backup as a type of backup that should be used here. Secondly, we've got a server in location A, and that's the only server that we have. To me, this poses a single point of failure. So to fix this single point of failure, I suggest a second server. This second server can be located in location B, so connected to the switch in location B. This server will have the same data that the server in location A has. So replication has to be configured between these two servers so that if one server dies, the other one takes over to make sure that there is continuity of service. The third suggestion I would make is to include a firewall. I mean, even if there was no VPN, there was supposed to be a firewall protecting the private network. And in here, the firewall is missing. The firewall will protect the private networks, make sure that only the data that is supposed to go out of the private network is allowed to go out. But also, it will protect attacks. It will protect from attacks that would want to attack our VPN router from the public network. So those are the three suggestions I would make, and everything else remains intact.